You're just a kid. Get hammered, make mistakes. You're young after all. But what if you could make better mistakes? Mistakes that when you made them, made you a measurably better person. If you're worried about one of these two things, A, money, and B, how you feel today. These two things will occupy your brain space and pull you away from stuff that you actually care about. So learning how to get a better handle of your money and a better handle of your emotions during your gap year will give you an insane amount of freedom so you can enjoy your gap year and your life way more. And we're going to be talking about these today. Hi, if we haven't met yet, my name is Dylan David Gordon. You are watching Beyond Young, where I take you from school life to real life. And you're watching episode 3 of a 4-part series where I'm taking you through each one of my gap years so you can pull out all the juicy bits and compress it into one really great gap year of your own. Today we're going to be taking a look at 2 habits that most people don't consider developing until their middle age. And if you get these 2 habits down this year, you will propel yourself to amazing heights. You're going to get so much from this video. I'm so excited to share this with you. Let's talk gap year. Now, for some context, it's the middle of my 3rd gap year. I had quit my job selling mortgages online to help a friend start a business, and I was on my way to work in my car. And of course, I was running out of gas, so I do what any normal person does and, stop to fill up the tank. I go inside to meet the dude behind the counter, pull out my card, smack it on the debit machine, and I'm met with that terrifying noise when your card declines. I had no money to pay for the gas in my car, so I started panicking, and I remembered that I had a miscellaneous Visa gift card in the console of the car. So I went, got it, and then shakingly swiped it through the machine, hoping that there was some cash on it. And thank God that there was, so I could get to work safely. And I was hoping to buy some lunch that day too. So I just went hungry in the middle of a Canadian winter, which was fantastic. It was a terrible feeling. It felt like walking on financial eggshells all the time, where a coffee could have an impact on my bank account, was having an impact on my bank account, because I was being a financially just stupid, buying lunch every single day and just making a whole bunch of really basic mistakes. So I bought myself a book, and that book was called I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. Now, yes, the title's pretty tongue-in-cheek, and he chose that title on purpose, kind of as a gag. There are 2 habits in this book that I picked up during my gap year that, the first one is having an impact on my life today, 4 years later after my gap year. And then the second habit, I'm going to see the effects of it years down the line when I buy a house. So let's talk about these habits and how you can get started on them during your gap year. Now, the first habit to make is saving money. Now, yes, everybody's grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles says, go ahead, save money, it's important. I don't like saving money. It's not fun. It's not something I enjoy doing. And frankly, I don't think anybody actually enjoys saving money. And it's because we go about it the wrong way. And Ramit really nailed how to save money in his book. Pretty much you have to put together an automatic saving system. Today, here's how I bet you get money. You either get it e-transferred from your boss to yourself, or you physically take a check into the bank and cash it. Now, if you want to save any of that money, you have to drag your money kicking and screaming from the checkings account to the savings account. You have to click the buttons and make it go. Saving it's like a willful decision. Ramit's approach is entirely different. And it goes like this. Step 1, make a savings account with another bank, preferably an online bank of some kind that you don't already have an account with. Do not set up a savings account with your existing bank, because you want it to be inaccessible to you, so you're not always glaring at how much money you have. Step 2, set up automatic withdrawals. Pretty much, you have your savings account over here, and then once a week, or once a month or whatever you choose, your savings account reaches into your checkings and drops some money in it, be it like 10, 20% of your income, whatever number you choose. It does it entirely for you, the same way that like your cell phone bill might pay itself. So this way, like you don't have to think about saving anymore. It's just something that happens on its own, which is fantastic. Look, my teeth aren't the greatest, and braces are expensive. And now that I've had that saving system put in place, that like little me had put together, I can now afford to straighten my teeth, and I'm getting braces on in like a month, which is awesome, all because of this freaking saving system. So please, please, please set one up. The second thing Ramit brings up in his book is the importance of building credit. The thing is, most people go about saving entirely wrong. Well, A, they're not saving automatically. But B, people think like saving money means like not buying good food or living under like in a bus shelter or something to save a few bucks and really pinching pennies. But the reality is this: you're gonna want a house at some point. Maybe in a few years you're gonna want to buy a car. And when that time comes, they're gonna look at your credit history, man. And if your credit score sucks, they're gonna give you a huge interest rate, and you will be paying thousands, tens of thousands of dollars more in interest. Why? Because you missed a couple credit card payments, or you just don't have any credit at all because credit cards are scary. The next thing to set up, you've got your automatic savings account. Next, get a freaking credit card if you don't have one already. Set up some kind of an automatic payment on it. So think like Netflix, Spotify, some kind of automatic thing, so there's always activity happening on it. And then you can call your bank, or you should be able to do it on an app, and have the credit card pay itself in full every single month. Again, so you're not having to do any work to pay off your credit card, because you want your bills paid on time, so that way your credit can grow over time. So that way, when it does come time to make these big like capital purchases, you get the lowest interest rate and save yourself like thousands and thousands of dollars, versus like eating peanuts for lunch every single day. You can actually like enjoy your life while saving an immense amount of money. So start building some credit. So we've talked about these financial habits to develop during your gap year. Now let's take a look at these emotional habits to build. Now, if you're anything like me, you're a little bit all over the place. I mean, I'm a bit ADHD, a little reactive, like I'm pretty bubbly and all over the place. And I was even worse when I was like 20 something, and especially when I was under stress at work. I was just terrible. And there's one habit that you can build today that will shape you from like a mess, whatever flavor of mess that you're in right now, into the most chill person alive. And that habit is meditation. Meditation is something that I had encountered in high school. I messed around with it in like grade 11, grade 12. But then in my third gap year, I stumbled upon it again because I was just under so much stress with, well, work, frankly. Now this video isn't going to be like a meditation tutorial. I might do one of those later on. But for now, really consider, download Headspace or Calm and consider starting to meditate 10, 20, 30 minutes a day. And you will notice changes. You'll notice that you feel like more in your body, if that makes sense. What meditation does is it pulls you like out of your head and then into the space that you're occupying. We spend so much time in our phones, like especially today, and especially if you're a high school student today. So everything is very heady. A lot of people spend so much time thinking all of the time. But when you meditate, it brings you back here, back into your body. Now, I was reading this book called body keeps score. It's really interesting. If you take like an adult person who had been like traumatized as a child, and you have them close their eyes and you put something in their hand and ask them what is in their hand, they can't tell you what it is. Because what happens to people when they've been traumatized, and frankly everybody has been traumatized on some level because we live in a society. But what happens to these people in extreme cases is they wouldn't be able to tell you what's in their hand because they're so disconnected from their body. So yes, by meditating, it's gonna pull you out of your head and bring you more into the moment, make you more chill. But it's also gonna help you work out any kind of weird childhood stuff that you have going on in the background, this weird refrigerator hum of things that trigger you. So again, I'm not gonna go into a tutorial on how to do it in this video. I might do it down the line, but like really Google some meditations. You got Calm, you got Headspace. Like one thing on your like gap year itinerary for the year is to develop a solid meditation habit, because if you do this, holy crap, you are gonna be like, oh my god, you're gonna be amazing, like a top 1% of person. People don't find this stuff until they're older, man. With 3 years of gap year adventures under my belt, it was time to go to university, and I'm in university right now in my 3rd year. So if you'd like to know how I made that transition from like gap year life to university life, click that video up there. And if you haven't downloaded my 3-step guide for an awesome gap year yet, you can find that in the description. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.